pay for the operations.
Correct. But what Port Washington is missing, and what these guys wanna know is, do I have to pay higher taxes because of the data center in this short term while the TID is open? And I think you're saying, yes, you do. And when the TID closes, and we'll try to close it as soon as possible, at that point, your taxes will come back down.
Well, you're talking a pretty significant revenue.
What is it, was it 10 million that you're gonna have to invest in these flood water lines? Is that what the number was for last meeting?
I wasn't at that meeting. You're talking about the ops meeting, operations meeting?
Yeah, where they were talking
Yeah.
about water replacement lines?
So, the way that works is the city puts the money in up front, and then we put it on assessment, and we get it back over a number of years. So the property owner has like 5 to 10 years to repay.
But it's still gonna affect taxes over
For the people impacted, not by the rest of the community.
You're not gonna spread that out throughout the whole community, what you have to do throughout the city?
Right. Because this only affects 1,100 homeowners or 1,200, I forgot which.
But I'm talking about the part that we don't have to pay for as the homeowners, because we only
you're
have to,
talking about the main.
we only have to pay so far, then you guys gotta foot the bill
Right,
for the
we cover
rest, and
the-
it's like a
the street.
phenomenal amount of money.
Well, we'll figure that out. We're budgeting 500,000 a year is what's in our capital improvement plan right now.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's quite all right.
I am thoroughly impressed, and I think that we need to have more conversations, because I think the intent is not to do large increases. We're not gonna go out and do property increase of 10%, and that makes sense. Politically, there's no feasible way they can
You'll
do
get
that.
lynched.
So, I don't know that,
Nothing surprises me anymore, honestly.
Just from this perspective,
yeah.
they deserve a straight story. And the straight story that I'm hearing, that I see in the numbers, is you're gonna have to take some in interim if you want some benefit out of the program. And that's gonna be at least a temporary increase. Now, the question is, okay, what are those numbers? How long is the TID really gonna be open? How much is the increase between now and then? Am I gonna take half of the total?
know some
I
of
know
that.
you don't.
Okay.
But you can be straight with people and tell them the numbers and help explain it to them. But I tell you, that pill is really tough to swallow. That in the short term, while Meta's paying their TID, my taxes are going up as these buildings are going on the tax rolls. It's just optically challenging.
Okay. I don't wanna create panic. When you say taxes are going up, it'd be great if you could coach that and say how much you anticipate taxes going up.
Well, all I
Because
can,
it's impossible to identify that, because we don't know what the assessments are gonna be. Right? I mean, we haven't had them assessed. I have a meeting with the assessor next week or the week after. The property that hasn't been built yet. We're estimating
all I can go on is
400
what you
and,
have in your budget, which is $500 million.
so it's an estimate.
Right. The other problem that you have, that I think you should also be open about, is you put $500 million on the valuation, it's now harder to grow. Once,
Yes, it's harder to get the net new construction higher. Yeah.
correct.
It's because you're adding 30% of your city just by that one
Exactly.
property.
And look at Port Washington, they're more than doubling their valuation. And they're saying going into the deal, we can't grow fast enough. Okay, you're gonna get $1 billion of $2 billion in valuation. Really can't
Yeah,
grow fast enough.
now you'll have 0.5%
Right,
growth.
and so your inflation's gonna erode it over a 15-year period after you're done.
It sounds like a champagne problem, right?
I don't know. It depends on how much net new construction they take in the interim and charge their taxpayers for it. And their TID, by the way, looks 10 times worse than yours because it only balances to liabilities in year 20.
No problem.
Maybe you can help them.
Oh, no, they won't. Nothing goes planned. Nothing.
Well, for us,
Absolutely nothing goes to
our projects are all being front loaded. They're paying for all of it. You've got a deposit up front. They pay for all the water main that went
I understand
in.
that. Yeah, I understand that. Those, in general, for all the different proposals that I've seen, those protections are in place. Port Washington, here, wherever. But that's the easy stuff. The question is, what's gonna happen to the residents in the interim? And that's all I'm trying to help these guys articulate. Like, what's gonna happen? Tell us the truth. And a lot of it is gonna be variable driven. Well, it depends on how much we're gonna take. Well, tell them what both sides of that variable is.
Yeah, how many assumptions should we make in this category
Well,
and compared to these
But you can say,
assumptions?
well, we can tax you more now, and close the TID faster, or we can tax you less now as we take whatever, you know,
Yeah,
there's a.
the timeline for closing the
there's-
TID faster isn't gonna be
But-
enough
but-
to make it worth.
But my
doing
my
that.
point is, there are two sides to every number.
Yeah.
You take one up, another one comes down. And that's, if you're gonna do what ifs and try to paint scenarios, you just have to tell people what those trade-offs are, so they understand what you're doing.
It's called transparency.
Yeah, I mean, just be, it took me a long time to get to this level of understanding of municipal financing. But people will understand it if you put it to them in plain terms. And, I mean, you might hear something that leads you down a different path. Like, maybe we shouldn't take quite as much out of their hide in the short term in terms of raised taxes. Maybe, you know, when you present the trade-offs to them, maybe there'll be some feedback that might lead you to different decisions down the road, that's all. But it's going to be a tough pill to swallow, to say, my taxes are going to rise some number, whatever it is, because we built these buildings, even if on the back end of that, they're gonna come back down. Because the back end of that could be after somebody's passed away.
Right, exactly, that's my thought. I ain't gonna
Not
be
that
here.
you're old or anything.
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Or drive people away that don't wanna come
allowed
in
to
to
see
the
anything.
city knowing what could be in the future. If it's not transparent, of higher taxes and not, yeah, it's gonna be higher for this little bit, but it's gonna come down. Again, taxes. I mean, they just-
Well, that's the other part that's really hard to model, is what else is gonna happen in 10 or 15
Right,
years
yeah.
that drives
Well,
taxes up.
we have a budget in the city, which will never go down, it's always gonna, cause everybody knows everything goes up. It never comes down, never. Right.
And this particular event of the data center, because it is so big, it's gonna afford you the opportunity to raise that levy along the way in order to account for that growth, where the traditional net new construction ain't cutting the mustard. Your 8-year average, this will impress you, your 8-year average net new construction number is 0.8%.
I'm not impressed. That doesn't sound good
No,
at
no,
all.
you should be impressed that I know that number.
I am. You're very impressive. You've certainly studied this stuff, so that's good.
So, just, I mean, people will get it, they'll understand, they understand difficult problems, just explain it to them in as simple terms as possible. But,
I'm a layman taxpayer, yes,
Yeah.
like you said, simple. Explain it, be out forefront, take the lumps as you have to, being city council people that we voted you in, take those lumps, listen to your constituents.
Right.
And, cause we're a small community, okay, we're 16,000 people, we're not that small, but we are small.
Well, not like Madison and
And,
Chicago.
but the thing of it is, we need clarification of what's going on.
Exactly.
And where the money's going, and if it's coming back. Now, I've heard so many things, so I'm not gonna spread anything. What are they actually giving us as a community? And it just doesn't seem like it's very, it's been a little bit there. Now, this is my first time being here. I wish I would've been here sooner, but I think, again, as a layman, we need to make people like myself and 16,000 other people out there aware of what's going on.
Otherwise, we'll have more distrust and more frustration and none of this.
I'm a little bit disappointed just in a little tonight that, okay, the next meeting is being canceled. Again, I don't wanna make it this racist, it's nothing to do with Martin Luther King Day. It's just, it's a day, okay? But you also said, Mayor, that we have nothing much on the next month, so let's cancel it. This would be a great time to have that council meeting for people to come
I was thinking that.
and address these council members and yourself to rebuttal back and forth, as long as everybody can keep it within a tone and say, hey, where does this come from? Where do we stand? Why was this done? Don't just think we're not having it because we don't have much on the books or on the, whatever you wanna call it, the agenda. Yeah, you do. This is huge.
This could be 100%
This is
one
huge.
night.
Yeah.
And then saying this was already, everybody knew about it, about the data center. Nobody knew what was going on there. I heard there was gonna be a Target and an Amazon, which are jobs.
Warehouse.
And Now, you
Multiple
guys said,
different
if you
businesses.
listen, them data centers last 20 years and they're gone. And them buildings will sit there empty, and you can't reuse them.
And this just didn't happen overnight either.
No.
Mayor, 100% positions, or in your position, just recently. This happened, this didn't just happen, this happened 5-8 years ago, this planning was in the movement. It was.
Just so you know, all of the legislation was laid groundwork wise well before they came here to propose it to you guys. So the state set the table for this to happen. They're not helping you. What they're doing is they're putting it on each county and each municipality to handle it themselves with lack of information realistically. So one thing that is important, Larry, and I noticed there's always angst when there's a lot of emotion involved because we don't know the words to say, right? You guys all swore an oath to the Constitution, right? The Wisconsin Constitution, when you took office, you took an oath.
As a city official.
I wasn't part of that. I'm not elected. I have no oaths, I haven't taken
You're not an
it.
administrator though, but you're in government, right?
I am in government,
Okay, so
yes,
in
I'm
order-
hired by the city
In
council.
order for you to have a seat, you have to be a sworn officer. In order for you to have any power.
Oh, I haven't been sworn.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't be up there, I don't know.
Even if you're sitting in the seat
Okay.
and you're acting as such, you're sworn. So, did any of you guys, I'm not here to dime anybody out, this isn't recorded. Did you guys read it?
It is being recorded, but
Good. Okay, that's fine too.
no.
Article 1, Section 4 of the Wisconsin Constitution. This is the Bill of Rights. This is the very first thing. Section 4, the right of the people, that's everybody on this side of the tables, have the right to peaceably assemble, to consult for the common good, and to petition their government, any government at any level, or any department thereof, shall never be abridged. Never be abridged. The 3-minute rules and even the 2-minute rules are unconstitutional. If there is an issue that is so necessary for the people to talk about, you guys have got to let the people speak. You've got to let them speak. Marbury, or I'm sorry, it's not Marbury versus Madison's. Anyway, it's a Supreme Court case. When the rights in the Constitution are concerned, there shall be no legislation or rulemaking that would abrogate them. None whatsoever. So code enforcement, statutes, none of that stuff is legal. That's all void. So when someone comes up here and has a 20-minute presentation to get all the information out to the trustees and servants to make sure you guys make an informed decision, that's important information. You guys have got to let them take their time, okay?
I just had a question
Yes,
for
ma'am.
you because I don't know anything about this TID stuff. Like, it's like Chinese to me. And so when I was overhearing your conversation with Prescott,
Yes.
it sounds like you confirmed that, yes, you are gonna have to raise taxes on residents. Is that correct? Did I hear that correctly?
I wouldn't get too excited about that. Let me point out why. Because as the dollars are spread out among the entire taxing jurisdiction, you're gonna find that this is a very small amount. It's
But-
gonna be like
but it's still
10
gonna
cents,
be-
15 cents, I think. It's gonna be really limited. Now, to be quite frank, I haven't done the analysis as much as Mr. Prescott has on the specific increases, because I did it 10 years ago, and it was
I'll tell
pretty
you how I
minor.
did it, and you tell me if my math is.
Well, this isn't
No, no, I'm not
Okay.
gonna give you numbers, I'll just tell you my methodology. So you have a general fund number and you have a debt service number. The debt service
Yep. number
number is just the actuals, whatever you're gonna pay, that goes into
Yep.
the levy.
Yep,
I took just I applied the net new construction per the TID plan, and I applied that increase just to the general fund portion of a representative tax bill of whatever. And so I'm only applying the increase to the general fund portion. I'm assuming the debt service stays the same for the next 20 years, which isn't right, but I've gotta hold variables constant in order to actually do the math. And then I'm looking at what the increase is of, say, a $2,000 tax bill. And it goes up to like, I don't know, 2,600 over a few years, and then it drops back down to 2,000 when the TID closes. But that's over a long period of time. But all I'm doing is applying that percent net new construction to the general fund portion of your tax levy.
Are you saying
And
he's
if
wrong?
That, if that methodology is
or-
I
wrong,
can't
then.
say that. I don't know enough
but,
about.
But here's the, the whole.
You're asking
we don't-
for
we
a
don't- no,
decision
we
on the
don't-
fly
No,
here,
I'm not
and
asking
I
for a
can't-
decision. Here's all I'm asking for. What is getting this community and every community in the state just third rail upset about data centers is that out of most of the city officials, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Everything about the project is good, and then at the same time, you've got a community that's barking and saying, everything about this is bad. And they're at each other's throats the whole time.
I can answer that.
But your analysis
Hold on.
is about any TID, not just the data center.
No, there's something specific about data centers and TIDs because of the size. If you've got a small TID that is like a 0.5% of your valuation, it doesn't matter, it's a rounding error.
Yeah.
But once you bring these big giant behemoths in, it's a different story. But here's my suggestion. Communities all across the state and all across the upper Midwest, I'm finding, are at each other's throats. The reality is, from my perspective, and hopefully from your perspectives, this is not all good or all bad. It's a bunch of trade-offs. Sit down with people, tell them what those trade-offs are. They may still be mad at you at the end, but it is what it is. Now, like, it's water under the bridge, you've got construction going. But at least sit down with them and talk to them and lay it out and say, this is good, this is bad. If we do more of this over here, this number goes down here. Just lay it out, they'll get it.
You have the option to raise your net new construction, your levy to equal the net new construction, or you can choose not to.
But that's just one example. There are other topics that aren't financial. My big deal is the financial topic, but everybody's got topics. Sit down and talk through them all and be open with people and say, yeah, there's some good and there's some bad, and here's why we did it. It's hard to do, and people will yell and scream and be ornery, but it's important to do if you want to get to the other side and not have an army of people up here every couple of weeks bitching about the data center. I know you don't mind, but they have better things to do too. Let's get past it, talk about it, put it all on the table. And like I said, they may still be angry when they're done, but at least they heard the whole story and they didn't think, you're just trying to sell us that this is the best thing since sliced bread. There's pros and cons, and
If
Mm-hmm.
it is the best thing since sliced bread, why weren't, if I was sitting on the council, I'd be more than welcome to say, this is gonna be great for the city of Beaver. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't really brought out and informed to the city, this is gonna happen, this is why, and this is what we think is gonna be best for the city.
What would you say the ratio is of positive interest versus negative interest from the people? I'm not talking businesses.
I'm sorry.
What would be the ratio you're thinking of the interest as far as positive aspects or for it people versus people that are against it? What would you say?
Well, I just knocked on about 80 doors in the past 3 weeks. And we had 200 signatures and we were doing some work. And I would say out of those 80 bills that I ran, I would say at least 2/3 either don't have an issue with the data center or have the data center as a good thing.